Greetings, guys. TheMtVernonkid here, back again. Another one. Another request from the patrons. Again, knocking out more of the Patreon requests for you guys. And this one comes from Lorenzo Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. No, you're not. Who's been a long-time pack member, as well as has been with my Patreon for a couple of years now. So congrats, a couple of months, or yeah, I think it's been a year now you've done it. So congrats on that. Last time we did this, Lorenzo, you asked me to do favorite Avengers of all time. Well, he came back and said he did another one, favorite X-Men of all time. Who are some of my favorite X-Men of all time? Well, there are more X-Men, or more characters in the X-Men universe than Avengers. That is no doubt about it. But who are my favorite? Who are my favorites? Who are some of my favorites? So, like I did with the Avengers, 10. I'll do 10 for the X-Men. And this list should be very interesting, and if it upsets anybody, too bad. It's my list, not yours. If you got your own, comment section down below where you can put yours. Respect my list, and I'll respect yours, as always. But in that saying, let's get to the list. So, we started off with number 1. Number 1 on the list is none other than Anna Marie Darko Labo. You see what I did right there? Y'all see what I did right there? Gave all her full name. But most of us know her as Rogue. I love Rogue. Not gonna deny it. Not gonna deny it at all. I love Rogue. Anytime I'm at conventions, I see people cosplaying as her, I'll run up to them real quick, get a picture or interview them, things like that. I love Rogue. She is not only is she one of my favorite X-Men, X-Women, whatever you want to call it, she is my favorite female in comics. There you go. Yes, even more than Wonder Woman and Storm and all the other greats. She's number 1. I love her. I've always loved her. I always felt bad for her growing up when I was reading X-Men comics, and I was just like, you know, I always felt bad. I just wanted to hug her. Like, yo, you know, but I know that would have killed me at the time. But yeah, I always wanted. And to see Marvel basically at the point of time just saying, you know what? All right, this whole her mutant powers, that hold that her mutant powers have, that's gotta go. We gotta fix that. And they did. They started fixing that. Now she can turn that off and on, because it was always involuntary, always on. That's why she wore the gloves and things like that. But now she can control it, and I love that. She's married to Remy Gambit. They're happily married. They're still going strong. She has been an X-Men. She's been an Avenger. She's done everything, and I love that. They still need to work on when it comes to live action to get the right person, but yeah, I love Rogue. Number 2, Kurt Wagner, fellow German. What's good? Yes, I love Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is another one of my favorites. Looks like a devil, but has the heart of an angel. He's a goofball at times, a trickster. He's great with the rapier. Love that about him. Teleporter. Love that. Yes, there are other mutants in Marvel that can port farther and longer than he is. Kurt can only go, his maximum limit is 2 miles. That's okay, but still, the fact is, never knocked the original. Kurt is one of those characters I always felt could do more than just be an X-Men. I always felt this is a guy that should have been on the Avengers, on the the Uncanny Avengers or something like that. If Beast can do it, then he could too. I love him. I love him to death, and he is the ultimate. He breaks down that stereotype of, you know, oh, he looks like a demon, he must be angry and bitter. Not at all. Kurt is great. And even his religious side, I like the fact, you know, he's Catholic, and he deals, you know, he talks about God and everything like that, and he believes in God, and, you know, he's not just a brooding, like, he's like, oh, I'm scared, you know, I hate that I look like this and nobody but we've seen that even though he looks like that, he's a ladies' man, and Kurt does get the girls. So give Kurt credit. Number 3 on the list, of course, is Storm. Cannot not say anything bad about Storm. I love Storm since the day I saw her. And reading that first giant-sized X-Men and seeing she was in a tribe and she's from Kenya and all this other stuff, then watching her and seeing that she can control the weather. But I think people put that misconception on is that that's her mutant power. Like, yes, she can control the weather, but she can do so much more with that. That's what makes her so different. And yes, when they started relying that, yeah, she's an Omega level mutant, when they started putting emphasis on the power levels of mutants, yeah, it's like, okay, now she is the queen of former Mars. They call it Arcano, or I'm forgetting the name of it right now. But yeah, she's just perfect in a lot of ways. There are some things about the X-Men I don't like right now. Them kind of feeling like they're full of themselves and things like that. But like I said, when Storm steps into the room, you know, she's all eyes are on her. And to me, she can rock any goddamn hairstyle, and I'm like, I can't say anything bad about she. My favorite Storm hairstyle is the Mohawk. I love Mohawk Storm. I said it before, Storm can be goddamn bald, and I'll be like, that's still my girl. What can I say? In terms of movies, not bad, but I think it's high time we see a darker skinned sister playing that role. And yeah, look, I'm lighter. I'm a light skinned brother, but even I'm gonna be up there and admit that straight up. We need a light skin. We need a darker skinned sister to play Storm. Number 4 on the list, we go to Betsy Braddock. She's now back to being Captain Britain, but when most of us, she was Psylocke. And I'm still gonna call her Psylocke, even though there is a Psylocke. Remember, Betsy Elizabeth Braddock was a British woman. There are a lot of people that think she's Asian. The only reason why she was Asian is because her mind was in the body of an assassin named Kawano. Yeah, Kawano. Yeah, Kwanon. Yeah, and now that assassin is Psylocke, and she's got all the powers and everything. So it's actually really cool. But yeah, I love the fact that, you know, she's a psychic and everything like that, but she uses her psychic abilities to form like psychic weapons and things like remember the side blades and everything like that. Psylocke was great. She was cool. Number 5, the Raging Cajun, Remelabo. I can tell you right now, every time I read Gambit in comics, I still hear Chris Potter, his voice, in the third person and everything. Gambit don't like this, you know. I'm sure Cajuns don't talk like that, you know. But yes, I do love that accent. I do love that there's a reason for why he looks the way he does, because he was a part of the guild of thieves, and then of course there was the guild of assassins with him and his former ex-wife Belladonna, and they had like a Romeo and Juliet vibe to it. Gambit, to me, you know, first appearing in Uncanny X-Men 266. Yeah, 266. Yeah, I think it was that. I love that. You know, everything to him is a weapon. You know, we always talk about Bullseye. You know, he could turn any, but Gambit can do the same thing. His ability to use kinetic energy to charge up any kind of object and throw it, and then it blows up, is very interesting. You know, he could take this spray can, give it a little charge, fling it, and boom, it blows up. I love that about Gambit. That's so cool. He definitely also is a practitioner of Savant, which is a French martial art, and of course him with the bow staff is great. I love it. Him and Rogue married. love that about them. You know, they're still married to this day, and they very much still. I remember when Gambit proposed to it was during that started out really bad because it was supposed to be the wedding of Colossus and Kitty. Kitty, that's one thing I will never forgive Kitty for. She said no to Peter, left him at the altar. I was like, what the hell? And then Gambit said, you know what? Screw that. Anna Marie Darkle, will you marry me? She said, yeah. And there we go. So yes, I love me some Gambit. And speaking of Kitty, number 6 is Kitty. Shadowcat. Catherine Pride. I love Kitty. I love, you know, here she can phase through anything, and you know, that's really cool. Could you imagine if she was trained by somebody, you know, she was raised by like the hand or something? Oh my God. I always think about that. With Kitty, I'm always like, man, imagine if she was taken by a villainous group in Marvel and trained as an assassin. Oh my God, that would be scary what she can do. I love the fact that anything electronic, she shuts it down. It's really cool. She has been a good leader. She's a leader. She's been a leader of the X-Men a couple times, and we've seen her grow as a character. You know, when she first came to X-Men, she was a teenager. She was young. They called her Sprite. Yeah, and I'm not talking about you know, I'm not talking about the soda, but yeah, she was called Sprite at one point. Now, you know, I don't really care for how she is now. You know, being a part of the Marauders and all that stuff, and I'm like, I ain't feeling this too much. But I will always love Kitty, no matter how I feel about how they're using her now. I will always love Kitty as she is. I still don't like that she said no and left Peter at the altar when they were supposed to get married, but you know, it is what it is. It happens. So, number 7, Jean Grey. Yes, yeah, I love Jean. Founding member of the X-Men, the first lady of the X-Men. One of my favorite redheads in comics. Yes, I understand she dies a lot. I understand that her family is like really destined to be bonded with the Phoenix. She was with her daughter it's crazy. But I love Jean. Everything. To me, I think she's an Omega level mutant too. But the fact of the matter is she's rare. And what I mean the rarity of her is the fact that she has telepathy and telekinesis. So she can move things with her mind and read minds. You know, when we think about Professor Xavier can't do that. He can only move, he can only read minds and all that kind of stuff. And he has telepathy, not telekinetics. Yeah. He's not a telekinetic. He's a telepath, not a telekinetic. So but he's the most powerful mind in the world. I get that. But Jean can do both. No mutant can do what she can do. None of them can. Not even the bitch, White Queen. Yes, I said it. I don't like Emma. She should have stayed a villain, or whatever. I don't care. I still wish Jean would have bitch slapped her a couple of times. She didn't. But I guess you could say Jean got the laugh with that because, yeah, she's back with Scott, but Jean also got a side piece too. She got Wolverine. She got Wolverine, so they're like in a threesome or so. I'm like, yo, way to go, Jean. Give her credit, you know. But besides all that power, she has a heart, and she has a hell of a heart, and she's a good person at best. And those are some of the qualities I love about her. Number 8, Colossus. The total opposite of what you would think of. Oh, he's a Russian character, so that means he has no emotion. He must be more like Ivan Drago, you know, just very stoic, but he's different. He's nothing like that. His family, the Rasputin family, there are a lot of mutants in there. Just like the Guthrie family. Sam Guthrie, Cannonball. Every one of his siblings are mutants. And And the tragedy is that a lot of them have died. But same thing with Colossus. His sister Ileana is a mutant. His older brother Mikhail is a mutant. And he's the mutant that we saw his mutant powers activated because, yeah, he was saving his sister. It was a tractor. He was going to hit her. He ching, 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 ching. Colossus up, steeled up, and it was great. Colossus, he's a big guy anyway, you know, but when he puts his steel skin on, yeah, he grows even more. I love that about him. But I love the fact that he's a quiet man, but he's also an artiste. He likes to paint and draw and things like that. He's the total opposite of the stereotypes of a Russian, which I like. The only thing I did not like about Colossus over the years he has been in comics is when he had the Juggernaut power. I hated him with the Juggernaut power. I know there's some people that like that. I hated that because to me it made no sense. No sense. And then he started to rely on it like a drug, and I hated that. I hated that. I'm like, oh, like why is he's relying on it too much like a drug? I'm glad it's gone, but yeah, I didn't like that. But Colossus, I love Colossus. Still needs to be done much better in movies outside of Deadpool, but yeah, we need somebody that really can bring out the character of Colossus and not just the Deadpool version. So number 9 on that list, we're going with another founding member of the X-Men, Robert Bobby Drake, Iceman. I love the Iceman since the day I picked up an X-Men. I always thought Iceman was cool. You know, you see what I did right there? Cool. You know, here he has the power of, he can ice beams and all this other stuff. And now he is considered Omega level. And I always felt he was, because I'm like, I always said, could Iceman, if he wanted to, could he start a new ice age? And then we see in like other worlds in the multiverse, like I remember when Havoc went to Earth in a comic called Mutant X, and Iceman is there. His powers got so, he created an ice age. It was crazy. But Iceman could do all of, like, to me, Iceman has become like a mixture of Naruto. Like he got make ice clones of himself, and they're sentient too. Like I really like that. He's an Omega level mutant, and they really started to push that more. Now, in terms of his sexuality, which if people are gonna ask, I probably may ask, or if this is one of the reasons why people stop liking him, you need to cut that, stop that right there. Do not let his sexuality stop you from liking him because he's gay now. Now, yes, him coming out was stupid. I will make that, no question about it. Him coming out as gay made no sense. Bendis should have known better. And to me, I would tell that to Bendis' face, like, that was stupid of you to do that. What? There was no call for that. But it has right now, Marvel is continuing to do it. But I just felt like it was sloppy, especially when you had the younger versions of them in the present time, and that's when it came out where young Gene said to young Bobby, "But Bobby, you're gay," and I'm like, so how come older Bobby doesn't know that? That made no sense. The continuity error was terrible, but his sexuality does not stop me from loving that character. I love him to death. I will always love Iceman. I love when he's together with, I love him when he's together with Spider-Man and Firestar. You know, they're really close friends. I love that. But yeah, Iceman is great. I love him. So yes. What more can you say about Iceman? Bobby Drake, Iceman. Ice Beam! Sorry. Remember that from, that was one of his moves from Children of the Atom and all that stuff. And number 10 on the list, the 10th member, the 10th character. This should be no surprise to anybody, but yes, Wolverine. My older cousin Jim loves Wolverine. That's his favorite character in comics. He loves Wolverine to this day. I love Wolverine too, don't get me wrong, because his story is just tragic, you know, just tragic. Go back and read Origins. Go back and read all them things, and you be just like, good God, the crap that he's gone through. Like, you would think Wolverine would be so bitter against the world, but he's not. The fact that here is a man who has been dealt shit and then still come out somewhat sane and still have the eyes of the world, that he found the family and things like that. And he's a father figure. He's a father himself. I mean, he's got a couple of kids, and most of them are cool with him. A lot of them, but well, not of them now are fine with him. But yeah, outside of that, you know, people look at Jeff Wolverine and they think about just the claws and everything. And that's cool, but he's so much more than that, you know. And I think there's some writers that get it right, and then some writers that just focus on the shink and the claws and things like that, on the healing factor. Yes, his healing factor has gotten more godlike as of late. I mean, Wolverine used to never be able to heal the way he heals now. Like, it took him like 3 days to heal most of the time. Now it's like he can get shot multiple times, get up, he can blow. We've seen him explode. I remember when Nitro blew him up, and then they acknowledged that as long as his head is attached, it'll be okay. And the only thing that can really cut through that is the Muramasa sword. That's the one thing that can kill him. You know, kill him, but the Gorgon has killed him before and brought him back as, which Enemy to State is one of my favorite Wolverine stories. But still, I love Wolverine. I do. I love his daughter, you know, his daughters, but he's one of the most popular X-Men because he has so much story to give. Not a lot of the X-Men have that. Not a lot of them have that. He does. He's over 300 years older, you know, so yeah. Well, guys, those are 10 of my favorite X-Men of all time. Shouldn't be surprising about some of them. If you are surprised about them, don't be. If people are like, no love for any of the Summers brothers, I like Havoc, I like Cyclops, you know, I like Beast. There's so many I love, but I wanted to make it 10. I don't know about Beast now. Beast has become they made Beast now a straight up villain now. Like, and I'm like, what the hell? I remember I told my pops that, my dad, once, that, you know, Beast is a villain now, and he was like, what? I remember telling him that once. I texted that to him. I was like, it was a what? Because my dad loves Beast, and he, you know, so it was really funny. It was funny to hear him say that. But yeah, you know, I don't like what they are doing with the X-Men to a degree now. Like I said, they're becoming more like, they're kind of feeling more like they're upper class. Like they're looking down at people and things. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that, oh, you're a mutant? Come to the island. And they could be the most harsh and heartless person. Don't matter. It's stupid to have that. I feel wrong. It's like, oh, they're not your family. I remember when they did that to Franklin. They just came to Franklin and was like, yeah, come with us, Franklin. Forget your family. And I'm like, why are you writing them like this? I'm like, this is why are you writing the X-Men like this? It was terrible. I did not like that. And that was the last X-Men Fantastic Four crossover. And so yeah, I'm hoping the X-Men kind of get off their high horse, in a sense, and start realizing that they're no better than anybody else. Because that's what they used to feel. Now they think because they got their own island, and it's like, yeah, that's cool and all, but it's like you isolate yourself. I can't with that. But that's just my opinion on that. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. And Lorenzo, thank you for Thank you for thank you for the request. I think I have one. I think you have one more. What's the last one? I'll get to that another time. Let me see, what was the next one from Lorenzo? Lorenzo has top 20 DC animated features, so I'll do that next time. But in the meantime, thank you guys. If you would like to check out the Patreon, that's the Patreon. Go in the link down below, and there you go. You can check it out. But in the meantime, you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Deuces.